I don't know if you remember, but we told you last week about the Burnaby Urban Search and Rescue team self-deployed in Turkey. They took part in Friday's dramatic rescue of a woman. Now, this was captured by our CBC News team on the ground. Take a look.
This happened Monday. She's been in that building for days, freezing cold. She could hear rescuers, obviously, trying to get to her, and now she has been freed. The latest survivor.
Now, it's the team in the blue helmets. There you see them, packing up the equipment that proved so vital to that rescue effort. The 10-person team has now returned to British Columbia, and this was their welcome home. That is the scene at Vancouver Airport last night. Members of the Turkish community in BC greeted the team. Team members say they were humbled by the outpouring of the thanks. Now, for more on this, we are joined by Ryan Barry, now in Burnaby. He is a part of that urban search and rescue team that just returned home from Turkey. Ryan, welcome to the program. Thank you for all the work you and your team did there. How are you feeling today, even just listening to, that amazing rescue that happened?
Well, everybody's pretty tired, obviously. Yeah. We come home when we're there, it's pretty intense, and I think everybody's kind of taking it in and reflecting back on everything that happened. We feel fortunate that we're able to go and help in these situations, but we're also, have a lot of sympathy for the people back in Turkey, that are going through the whole situation there. For us, we're there for a short period of time, but for a lot of them, this is going to be their life for the next little while, and it's quite tragic. So a lot of sympathy, and our hearts go out to everybody from Turkey or who's still in Turkey going through this.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you give us a feel for what it was like on the ground that day when the woman was pulled alive in that moment?
Yeah, we were actually working there. I think we're probably there for about 5 or 6 hours. It was definitely a good feeling. We were excited to see her come out and still be in the remarkable shape considering everything she'd been through. But at the same time, the streets on both sides of where we were working were lined with people whose family members were still missing. So, with everything going on, it was we were excited, but at the same time we were focused on what we had to do next and moving to the next place.
Yeah, so just give us, a descriptor of what you and your team did on the ground while you were there.
Yeah, so we were a couple blocks away, and it was a Mexican search team, dog team. I guess we're at this site, and their dogs had had a sign for a live victim. The rest of their team was at another site just a couple blocks away, so we stopped what we were doing, and we moved over. When we got there was already a bunch of volunteers from Turkey that were working to try and clear some of the rubble. We used our camera search equipment to check for voids in and around where she was and kind of give everybody an idea of what they were dealing with or what had to come out. And then from there, we have a bunch of battery-powered tools that Milwaukee donated to our team. And we were just basically able to pass it was a bunch of Turkish miners that were there. We were able to pass them our equipment that they were using to cut the metal and cement. And where they ended up having to go in at one level, drill through the floor, and she was right underneath. So that was it. We were basically helping kind of locate and then provided our equipment.
Wow. I know we are all sitting in the newsroom. Canadians were watching it live happen on TV, and it was just, one of those moments that gives you a little bit of hope in such tragedy. Is that how you guys felt as well on the ground?
For sure. It was really inspiring. I mean, to be honest, the day before, I think we were at 7 or 8 sites and weren't able to find anybody still alive. So to go through that experience gave us hope for the next few days that we were there and really kind of energized the team for sure.
You say you'd been there for a few days before, you were there for a few days after. I know this is probably hard to talk about because it isn't that happy moment, but just tell us what it was like on those days as well.
When we're there, obviously everybody's, we're very focused on the task that we're doing. We try not to looking at the big picture of everything around us, just focus on the task at hand. But, everywhere we went, there was family showing us where, their missing family members were, or people were telling us where they heard voices. So, it's pretty tough. There were times where, we basically had to let family members know that there was just nothing we could do, and we needed to move on. And obviously those were difficult conversations, and there was a lot of desperate people there kind of waiting for help, and it was difficult.
Yeah, but even when you were there, you had a lot of people helping you guys out as well, offering your team food when they themselves had really lost everything.
Yeah, it was touching. The Turkish people there were phenomenal. I don't know how else to put it. We'd be, walking down the road from one site to the next, and they'd be rushing out, giving us food and trying to help give us water and tea. When they're camped out with their families on the side of the road, it was something to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to play the reaction again and the warm welcome you received when you got home at the airport last night. Let's play that again for a second, because it's so heartwarming. We can see the people there. There was a loud applause when you got back. And a lot of these people don't know you guys either. Just tell us, what your feeling and your team was when you got back.
Yeah, the Turkish community came out to the airport to support us and to say thank you. And, we got to interact with a number of people. And, there was a woman there I met who had lost 6 people in the town of Adiyaman, where we were working. And, so it was an emotional moment, to say the least. The team felt, when we got there, it was quite special. But again, like I said, at the same time, we're cognizant of the fact that we get to come home, and unfortunately there's a lot of people that are suffering where we were. So that's definitely been in the back of our mind.
Well, you're very thoughtful, and your team are very thoughtful people, thinking of others, even when you do return home as well. Ryan Barry, thank you for all the work you did and your teamwork did on the ground, and I'm sure the Turkish community and Canadians are thanking you as well.
Great. Thank you very much.
Ryan Barry, member of Burnaby's Urban Search and Rescue, and joined us from Burnaby, BC.